You've seen the C100 and the C200, maybe even the C300, probably the C500 and the C300 Mark I. You get the point. There's a lot of these C cameras from Canon, but today we're going to talk about the brand spanking new C400. What is up, guys? My name is Royce Chamberlin. I'm a videographer based in Tampa, Florida, and I've dealt with a lot of cinema cameras. I've dealt with Arri cameras and Red cameras. I've dealt with C300s and C100s, the older one. But today, there's something new that has come out from Canon. And yeah, you heard me mention they've made a 100, a 200, a 300, a 500, and now they're skipping back and doing the 400. Canon is notorious for doing this. They made the R, which is what I'm filming on right now. Then they made like the R5, and then the R6, and the R8, and the R6 Mark II, and then the R3, and they recently just announced the R1, and I made a video about it. If you want to watch it, you can click up there. But today, again, we're talking about the C400. We're going to break this down, price point, maybe even compare it a little bit to a C300, although I don't think it's relevant. We're just going to look at this new camera and what Canon is offering here, and you can determine whether it's good for you or not. Personally, I'd love to be able to pick up one myself, but I'm not rich. Not yet. Anyways, first off the bat, you may notice a little price tag over here. $799.00. This item is not technically out yet. It's still for pre-order. So as you can see, new item coming soon. Pre-order. So that's the price we've got right now, subject to change. So a solid $8,000 is going to get you this boxy shaped looking body that looks quite similar to the other C lineup, obviously, with some slight differences. First off, looking at the front, the sensor is a little bit different. This is a 6K FF black illuminated CMOS sensor. It's what they're offering with this camera. So 6K is beautiful to have. We love that. Full frame, Super 35, and Super 16 models. So it covers all the bases. It's not bound to one. That's nice. Again, it still kind of keeps this boxy shape like the other ones have. Just looking at the side here of this camera, looks like you've got the two mic input settings here. This looks like the bottom. I believe this is the top. Looks like you have a smart cold shoe mount. A lot of mounting points everywhere that I'm seeing. Looks like similar to the other, obviously, C models. You've got this detached kind of little monitor here that they have. And obviously, like per usual, all the buttons on the sides that normally come with. You got your built-in ND, you got your white balance, and all this different stuff. This looks like where your CFast and SD cards go. A big old recording button here. Is that the only recording button? This little one on the side? You got wheels, gadgets, and gizmos, and you got this flush battery. Now, the battery being flush here, I'm sure this is just a smaller battery, but like, if you remember, let's just pop over to for quick comparison, this is a C300 Mark III. It's not actually as boxy, right? This other one is, really boxy, actually. It's got a much more boxier shape. This one is, I don't know, more rounded on the edges. Same price point, but if you look at the images that they have here, they have it like promoted with this huge back, and like nothing is flush on the C300. It's all protruding and sticking out, and it's weird. This seems to be much more contained and much more, well, square altogether, and I think they focus on that by using the smaller battery. But they have the extended battery, more time obviously, and that's what they're using in this image. I believe it's just a larger battery. So you get this flush battery here. Everything's more compact, a little bit smaller, and that's, I guess, a plus. I got all these buttons. Looks like you got a mono, an SDI out, and then your XLRs right there, another mic and HDMI and all that stuff. So coming down here to the key features, you've got a 6K full frame back illuminated CMOS sensor. Looks like it can do 6K at 60, DCI 4K, 2K, and then Ultra 4K at 120. Not bad. Triple base ISO. Now, what I believe they mean by this, and I might just not be completely educated, but I understand with most cameras, this is more of a basic understanding because whatever. There is a native ISO with cameras, and that's like their 0 point, right? That's where, the camera naturally sits in its ISO. Triple base ISO, I imagine, just means that there's 3 points in this that this camera will work optimally at. Looks like 800, which is normal, 3200, and 12,800. So that's nice. You got a few different, native points to play with. PL mount adapter available separately. What adapter does this come with? Oh, RF. Okay. Well, improved dual pixel CMOS autofocus 2. With every single Canon camera, they're improving the autofocus. They may have made the smallest adjustment. It might not be better than any other camera. Anyways, recording internal cinema raw light. Timecode, Genlock, return video ports, whatever, right? That's standard stuff, I guess, when you're looking at a cinema camera and the features that they will pack. Looks like you've got digital 5-axis stabilization. This is going to be similar to like what came with the C70. There's no actual internal stabilization. It's digital. It works okay, but with cinema stuff, you don't normally need it or want it. It's not a necessity because you're using other equipment most of the time anyways, so that's not a big deal. Okay, the memory. Looks like you have one CFast Type B port and then 2 SD ports. So 3 total is what it sounds like. That's nice. It's nice to have the different options, although I'm sure a lot of people will just use the CFast or even plug in an external. Wait, there has to be a place. I didn't see is there a place for a USB Type C so you can plug in like a hard drive? USB. I'm gonna assume that that's a USB Type C port, and you might be able to plug in a hard drive and work with it that way. Anyways, continuing. Looks like it comes with 16 stops of dynamic range. Again, this is just like what the other cameras have and the C70 even has. ISO sensitivity range. Talking back to the ISO, 100 to 102,000. Unbelievable. I say this every single time because once again the C70 can do this as well for half the price. Still blows my mind every time. Don't know anybody who's ever used 102,000 ISO. I don't know what you're trying to see, but you can definitely see it with this camera. It gets up there. Here are all their recording. Looks like you can record 12-bit, right? Cinema raw. If you wanted to pause your screen and read this, you could, but this is what they have to offer. Super nice. Comes with C-Log 2, C-Log 3, IP streaming, so you can technically stream from this device. I would never use that, so whatever. Still image capturing. It can capture still images, although I don't think anybody's going to do any photography with this camera. If you are, that's hilarious. Please send me a video of you doing that. Wow. This is impressive. Environmental operating temperature. The range for what conditions this camera can, it's been tested to work in is 23 degrees to 113 degrees Fahrenheit. That's pretty hot. I'm not gonna lie. The C70 definitely does not hold up to that. In fact, let's go to the C300 Mark III. Is that marked for the same thing? Did I just not know that these cameras could withstand this kind of heat? Hold up. Okay, so the C300 Mark III is tested from 32 to 104 degrees. So there definitely has been some improvement here when it comes to the C400. 23 to 113 degrees. That's hot. And that's pretty cold. So, and 85% humidity. Florida is really humid, so that's nice to know. Looks like the camera only weighs 3.4 pounds. Does that, how heavy is the C300? It's got to be more than that. 14 pounds. What? Weight. Body only. 3.4 pounds. The C300. This is package. Oh, wait. Body only. 3.8 pounds. I thought it was 14 pounds for a second. I was like, there's no way I've held this camera. It's not that heavy. So we've lost a little bit of weight here. 3.86 compared to 3.4. So a little bit lighter. But those are all the specs. Again, this camera doesn't have it listed on here, but I'm assuming will at some point be Netflix approved, which we love. And we want to keep getting Netflix approved cameras to make Netflix stuff. But that's this camera in a nutshell. It will be released soon. Coming soon. Does it tell us when? No, it doesn't. It will be released soon. It is on pre-order. If you wanted to take a look at this camera, I hope I gave you guys some information on this camera that you found useful, and I hope I wasn't babbling too much. If you like this video, do not forget to subscribe, like, and share, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.